Hey bees, I'm Marie from Humblebee and Me, and today we are making a very simple but really impressive looking, very sort of luxurious oil facial serum. So I absolutely love evening primrose oil on my skin for its high gamma-linolenic acid content. Unfortunately, it is quite a heavy oil, so with warm weather, knock on wood, finally on the way, we're making a lighter serum that makes use of this amazing oil and also brings a little bit of a summery glow to our complexions. So the real star of this serum in terms of the fatty acids is the gamma-linolenic acid. I've chosen to get mine from evening primrose oil, but if you have borage oil or black currant seed oil and you don't have evening primrose oil, use one of those other two ones instead. Totally fine. And then we are lightening it up with a blend of sweet almond oil and sunflower seed oil. If you don't have those oils, feel free to mix in something like safflower oil or maybe apricot kernel oil, grapeseed oil, something else your face likes. But make sure it's a pretty light oil because evening primrose oil is pretty heavy. Anything with a lot of gamma-linolenic acid tends to be a pretty weighty, slow-absorbing oil, so make sure you're choosing lighter oils for those other oils. And we add a little bit of vitamin E to delay rancidity, and it's also good for our skin. The essential oil blend for this one is beautiful. There's some real rose absolute in there because this is one of the few places I will splurge and use the real thing. There's some chamomile. I used South African, but feel free to use German or Roman if that is what you have. And then there's a bit of neroli, and since it's so expensive, I am using the 3% dilution because that's all I have. I haven't even splurged on the real thing. So if you have the real thing, use a lot less. And then I've included some michelia alba, which really brightens up the blend. You can also include some carrot seed essential oil. I left it out this time because I do find that the carrot seed essential oil has a bit of a musty smell to it that I didn't really want in the scent blend for going into spring and summer. But it's a fantastic anti-aging ingredient. So if you happen to have mature skin, or if you just really like the way it smells, knock yourself out. If you wanted to, you could leave the serum at that. Just some oils and some beautiful essential oils, and you're done. But I've decided to step it up a notch with just two more ingredients. There is some beautiful gold mica, which makes this serum look absolutely stunning. It looks like liquid gold. It's absolutely beautiful. And then a touch of silica microspheres. So silica microspheres give this serum a gorgeous dry touch finish that if you're not the kind of person who really loves putting oil on your face, you're going to go nuts for this dry touch finish kind of tip. If you don't have silica microspheres, you can use sericite mica instead. It's not quite as good in terms of oil absorption, but it's still pretty darn good. And both of those ingredients will help bring a little bit of a soft focus to our skin, helping to blur imperfections by diffusing the light right around the surface of our skin. And I happen to think that's kind of like a magic trick. And after all that, this serum comes together in just a couple minutes. It's crazy, crazy easy. So come on, let's get started. We'll begin this super simple facial serum by measuring our oils into a beaker. So here we have 4 grams of sweet almond oil, 5 grams of evening primrose oil, 4 grams of sunflower seed oil, and 1 gram of vitamin E oil. So up next we'll add our essential oils. I'm using 4, there's an optional 5th. So you'll have about 2 drops of rose absolute, and if you don't have rose absolute, you can use rose geranium instead. 2 drops of chamomile essential oil, and this is South African chamomile, but you can use Roman or German as well. 10 drops of a 3% neroli dilution. You could also just use 1 drop of the real thing, or even just a toothpick swirl of it. And 4 drops of michelia alba. This one is optional. So the last part of this DIY is stirring in our powdered ingredients. And I will learn from my past mistakes and not let my spatula tip over my precious concoction. So we're going to include some gold mica and some silica microspheres. So the gold mica gives this serum just a nice kind of glow to it, while the silica microspheres give it a really lovely dry finish. So for the gold mica, originally, the first time I made this recipe, I used just 1/16 of a teaspoon, but it's getting to be spring and I want to step up the shimmer a bit, so I'm going to go for 1/8. You'll see that once this is applied to the skin, it's still not that strong. And then we're also going to add 1/16 of a teaspoon of silica microspheres. Now these are seriously light and floaty, so I'm going to pop my dust mask on to do this. All right, now that everything is all wetted out by the oil, I can take my dust mask off and I can kind of show you how this is on the skin. So you can see it's quite shimmery in higher concentrations, but as we smooth it out, it sinks into the skin quite quickly and the skin just kind of takes on a nice healthy glow to it. The oil will continue to sink in, so you'll get more of a matte look than this, but you can see that I definitely don't look like a gold disco ball. So all that's left to do is to bottle this. So here I've just got a 15 milliliter or half-ounce glass bottle, and I have a little dropper top for it. And since this has a nice pouring spout, I don't really feel the need for a funnel. And there you go, that's about it. So we can pull some up. You can see that's just this beautiful golden shimmery liquid. You will need to shake this before use as the powders will settle out since they are insoluble, but I feel like that's, not a really big ask. So you can pop your lid on there and there you go. You just made a rose gold facial serum. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Check the description box below for the full written recipe with amounts in both metric and imperial and the link to this recipe on my blog. And that is where you will find links to all the ingredients and all the equipment. So if you're looking for where to buy this stuff, the description box is your place. Head on over to the blog. It is all there for you. See you next time.